everybody. So I have a message here for a way shower. So this video finds you if you are one of the forerunners for grounding and integrating the energies that come into our reality. Okay, so Spirit is telling me to explain this. So energy comes into us and it helps us unlock and integrate and ascend through denser energies and become more and more in touch with the truth or the ultimate reality. This happens by, it's like the wheels of a clock or the gears of a clock. If you think of the astrological positioning of the planets, as they turn, everything is in a cycle, big cycles that we can't see. 400,000 year cycles, 4 million year cycles, the giant cycles, and they're all slowly turning. So they're all unlocking energy, okay? And this energy comes into the collective, and then we get to integrate it and upgrade it. The people who are deeply in their inner work, they're going to get these energies first. And there's going to be the same energy for everybody, slightly maybe different depending on what position in the world you are in, but generally the same. And how you interpret it is based on your personal birth chart, okay? So that is your gift, your ability to give to the world. So what you take in and what you give back, that is what you're here to do. So these cycles, they go through patterns, and I don't know if the world's aware of all the patterns, but they say we're getting into the golden age, okay? So the dark age to the golden age, and this is a cycle that repeats. But there's such big cycles that honestly I know that we are always ascending, based on the cycles. They go through the seasons just like the earth, but they're still going higher and higher each time. So the level of low is growing, goes up higher and higher each time. Okay, so this energy came through from somebody watching, and this is definitely not for anyone specifically, this is a collective energy. So this is not directed at a guy or a girl or anything. It's feminine, masculine energy, but balanced. Okay, so the high priestess with the wand and the Five of Swords reversed, and I feel like that is such confirmation for somebody if you understand tarot and just seeing those cards. But so this is for somebody who you've been in your high priestess energy for a long time now, and Spirit said they gave you the wand, and they're like, okay, what do you want? Okay, so yes, okay, so this is the collective energy. This is a huge message here. So if you've been on your journey for a long time, you might have been under kind of the illusion that is necessary. So we have these levels of illusion to help us kind of get to the next level, and then the illusion kind of dissipates, right? Because we need that frame of thinking to kind of move through the layers to get to the next level. So you were under the impression, or you were just in the mindset that you needed to listen to your angels and your guides constantly. It wasn't about you. You were constantly what do I do next? Okay, what am I supposed to do? And you were in this deep pressure on yourself. So somebody listening here, you could have had this deep feeling your whole life that you're meant for something bigger than yourself, something big, and you might have put pressure on yourself your whole life because you knew what you're capable of and what you're destined for, essentially. So you might have what people would call perfectionism, but I don't think that that's what it is. I think it's just this deep level of it's a warrior energy. It's a drive that is unstoppable, really. So it's just I just want to go, I just want to get it. Okay, I feel that this is much more in balance now. I feel that you've integrated your feminine energy, your higher self here with the high priestess. So I hear someone saying higher self isn't feminine, okay, but depending which way you look at it. Okay, so energy is, it's just energy, and then how we perceive it is either masculine or feminine. Okay, there's two sides of the same coin always, and I always say feminine energy is from the up looking down, and then masculine energy is from the down looking up, or whichever way you want to look at it. But so I even feel like maybe you had like a lot of struggle that you had to go through to get to this level. And maybe because of this overarching pressure that you felt for yourself and your existence, essentially, my throat's so this definitely feels like it's in the throat, like third eye, throat chakra energy. So you could have been dealing with some throat issues recently, because it definitely feels like you're taking the ethereal and you're finally like speaking it out into reality, or like just like grounding it more into the present moment, into the physical. But yeah, I'm seeing struggles like along your path because of your perfectionism. It's like, but that's what kept you safe. So you're like, you might have got like, pulled down the wrong path a few times, but you always knew, what you were meant to do, and it always was like, okay, eventually I'll be done with this and move to the next level. And that like deep persistence and knowing like really kept you safe, but also taught you so much. There's a level of resilience that you created within you that is like unbreakable. So the angel's like, I'm getting this such a warm and fuzzy feeling, like it's 4 cups, but this came out in my last reading and it's not what you think it is. So what they're showing me is like this love where it's like, it's unconditional love. Like you've calculated, I want to say, strangely, self-love in such a way that is like foundational. And like that's huge for the collective. When someone unlocks that level of code, you like seriously help the world, because you make those online. Okay, so we have these energy lines that are in ourselves and within the world, and when someone figures out how to balance those and unlocks them, they become online for everybody, and that's what you're doing. Here is like this humility, this deep humility has come from your journey here with the 5 of Swords reverse. Well, it's reversed now for sure. Like you have this depth to you that is, I see a lone buck antelope here, and it's very, very connected. So I'm going to check out the meaning of that. An antelope, a lone antelope. Usually they're in a herd. Yeah, this humility, and honestly this level of like loneliness, but this is kind of a different tangent energy that maybe I'll get to later, where this depth that you've acquired does come with a level of loneliness, but that's what keeps you humble. Okay, so I'm getting this like heartbreaking energy of like like how am I supposed to explain this? Or like I walk around, with this level of integration and nobody like can see it, like they feel it when they talk to me, but they don't know what it took to create it. That's definitely a message for someone. And I see a J name. The color purple and Scorpio and blue again. So I'm connecting with a lot of water energy lately here. And May again, so if that's for you. Something's happening in May for you. Okay, so yeah. So the main message here, if I can get back to that, is that you were constantly trying your hardest to succeed because of this pressure that you felt, but it wasn't even pressure, it was just like a force. It was a force of energy. It It was like the life force was so strong within you. Holy, like that is a goosebumps message right there. Okay. Your life force is so strong that is what guided you. That's what, is your perseverance and your drive. You attain, you can hold so much life force that's what pushes you. And you might have stood out a lot in your life. People might have thought of you like who are you? Or like, are you famous? Like weird questions like that. So anyway, once you connect to spirit, and I feel like you have a deep connection to spirit, to your guides, to your angels, to your higher self, to the higher path, to the higher knowing, okay? And I think this is a trap that lots of light workers get stuck in. They start to like live their life through spirit, so it's like they're constantly looking for like what they're supposed to do, and it's like they become like this drill sergeant soldier. Okay, but that's not how you create in this reality, and this is the breakthrough that I see that you've had. You're realizing, and I feel like you're stepping into your masculine again after a long time of being like in your feminine and like learning how to receive and everything. But now you're like, oh yeah, okay, like, and I think you've been guided to this by your intuition, and I think this has a lot to do with Saturn, a Saturn placement there that happened in February. I can't remember what planet, but what placement? In Capricorn? No. Aquarius? No. Okay, never mind. Anyway, so something that one of the recent shifts, and I can't think of it right now, but one of the big ones that like it was like a 20-year cycle that just shifted in February there. I think it was Saturn, but I just can't remember where. Holy moly, there's a big throat chakra energy coming out here. So you've grounded something big here into your body, and then you're finally like vibrating at the level of being able to speak the truth. So a huge throat blockage released, a throat ascension, really, I would say, because it wasn't really a blockage, because it was like the process to get to this next level, and that's really what reality is. So now you realize that, okay, it's not just about like, I'm not supposed to be a drill sergeant here, like listening to every little inkling of intuition inside of me, trying to do this path perfectly. Okay, and maybe you needed to get to this point because your intuition, was on high alert to keep you safe, to keep you in alignment, to keep you, whatever, until you figured out this next level. And I do feel like that's true for somebody. And it's true in every way, really. Like that's what fear and blockages do. They keep us safe until we get to the next level. When we have a lot of fear, we have to listen to our intuition even more, right? Because the more fear you have, the less light you have, and light is what protects you. So your intuition will get even louder when you are, out of alignment, and that's what anxiety is essentially. So now you're realizing that, okay, or you came online now. That's what I feel. Sorry about taking so long to get to this, but you're like, okay, no, like, and your guides are saying this, like they're telling you, like, through not telling you. They're like, they left a pause for you, because you're like, hey, where are you? Like, why aren't you answering me every second? And then like, the lack of silence has made you think, and then you're like, okay, or the silence has made you think, and then you're like, okay, like, when are you gonna answer me? And then it's like, oh, okay, what about me? What about what I want? What about what I like? Okay, and that's the next level, because as soon as you start, that's the heart. The heart likes, right? And I've talked about this. The mind, wants, the higher chakras. The heart likes, and the lower chakras need, right? And you've been flip-flopping between want and need, but you forgot about like what do I actually just like genuinely me, like not like my higher existential multidimensional self, me. And Spirit's like, yes, you, the wand, here you are, go wishing. And if you're a highly evolved, multidimensional being, and you are, because if you're listening to this, I do feel like this is for you, then you know that when you are in your center, what you like is in the same of what is attainable for you and what is coming to you, right? So my spirit wants you to shift your mindset rather than be like, I have to do this because it's my purpose, because that makes it, you remove the like, you remove the passion, you remove the creative flow, and you remove the fun, okay? And that's the big thing, fun. And Spirit's like, fun is one of the highest frequencies here. Like, when you can have fun, you are doing it right, okay? It's not supposed to be rigid, it's not supposed to be hard, and it's definitely not supposed to be like a drill sergeant, okay? So they're like, fun, you need to have fun. Like, this path that you are being given, that's what I feel. You already know the path, but you just had to switch your mind and be like, okay, instead of like, this is my path and this is what I'm supposed to do, it's like, oh, this is my dream and this is what I want because this is what I love and like, and this is, going to be extraordinary. Not just like, this is my mission, okay? So there's a real big energy shift here from this rigidness to this like, this grace and this like. And that energy sounds so powerful. Like, it seems just as powerful as love. Like and love, like they're holding hands right now in that energy. And they're like, the amount of fun that comes from like is why we're here, okay? And I just feel like this community of laughter is ahead for you, of fun connectedness, and I know that's what you like, like that's what we like. Okay, so then the rest of the message here is the moon in reverse and the chariot. So you are moving, and I feel like across the world, Spirit saying, like, to a different moon. Well, the moon is in a different place in the sky. You're moving. Someone might be moving to Africa, because that's been coming up a little bit. Being guided to Africa, like somewhere around there, or Germany or something else for somebody else. Australia, yeah, big changes. Bali, Armenia, I don't even know what that is, but that's what I'm saying. Armenia. Awesome, wow. The moon is relevant because I just seen the 1969, the moon launch. Seeing the moon from a different perspective. You need that. Yes, you need that. You need to see the bottom side of the moon, or something. Spirit's saying, like, you need to shift your physical location so that you can get energy from a different side of the moon. Slow motion this side. You know that guy? That's what I feel like saying right there. Whew.